So today we're talking about why I hate the saying everything in moderation and what it could mean for your health if you use that saying. I used to use that saying. I'm Bree. I'm the registered nurse and certified health coach of hippydippymom.com. I'm here to help you bust through the brain fog so that you can have more energy and be the happy mom that you've always dreamed of while also raising healthy kids. So when I began making healthy changes to my daily lifestyle, that included not just changing what I was eating and using, cleaner skincare products and cleaning products, it also included paying more attention to my thoughts and the words that actually came out of my mouth as it pertained to healthy living. And what I noticed was I was frequently using that saying, everything in moderation. I'm going to be using air quotes a lot. When I was actually doing anything but moderation, this saying would pop out of my mouth when I was eating the worst of the worst foods. And I was using that saying basically to make myself not feel as bad about it or as guilty about eating all the wrong things. So moderation is definitely important when it comes to balancing out the healthy foods that we're eating. For example, we don't want to be eating, 5 apples in a day. We want to have the one serving of half an apple, maybe at lunch, and maybe at breakfast we're having berries, and then at dinner we're having a banana, and then for a snack we can have some mango, or, it's a variety. Also, we don't want to be eating carrots as our only vegetable throughout the day. We want to throw in some cucumbers and some celery and some kale. So we need a variety of real food in order to get all the nutrients that we need. So that is when moderation is really important. Now, don't get me wrong, I love and still eat my treats. And I will never, ever, ever tell you that you can't have treats again or that you shouldn't have treats again. But the problem is that most of us are consuming way too many treats, way too much sugar, way too much of just the bad food in general. So really start to pay attention to, not just if you're using this one saying, but the words that come out of your mouth or the thoughts that you're having around what you're eating and, your healthy or your lifestyle in general, because it can tell you a lot. But with this particular saying, catch yourself saying it and then ask yourself, is it really in moderation? So let me know if you currently know that you say this, or maybe you start to realize it after you hear this. Sometimes we don't even really know these little sayings that we use frequently until someone points it out. So after I began noticing that I was using this phrase so that I wouldn't feel guilty about eating all the wrong foods, I started noticing there's so many people that use this phrase. For example, I've heard things like, I feel like it's really necessary for kids to have treats so that they have a good childhood, but it's all in moderation. So while the kids are eating some combination of like candy or chips or baked goods or drinks with sugar and artificial flavor, or even healthy snacks, more air quotes, and they're eating a combination of this stuff every single day or even most days of the week, that is not moderation. When we're doing something every day or even most days, it's not moderation. We use moderation as an amount, like we're not overdoing it, like it's just the right amount. Even for those of us who feel like us ourselves and our kids are getting enough healthy things, or at least more healthy things than other people, which is another pet peeve phrase that I could talk about another day. But we're still consuming sugar or healthy treats or artificial flavors and color or vegetable oils daily or most days, and it's harming our health. So moderation is really a personal choice for yourself and your family. No one can tell you what moderation is, like in an exact amount for you and your family. But here are some questions that I like to ask myself and my clients, family, and friends when this saying pops up. And so The first question is that we know that sugar contributes to all disease, inflammation and cancer, pain, headaches, depression, etc., etc., etc. So exactly what amount of sugar in moderation will it take for you or your loved one to experience one of those negative effects? We know that artificial color, we know within 20 or 30 minutes can produce ADD-like behavior. And some artificial colors have now been linked to cancers and contribute to other health issues. So again, you know exactly what amount of artificial flavor and color for you or your loved ones will it take to produce one of those negative effects. You know, once you kind of think about it that way, for me anyways, it put moderation into a whole new perspective. And you know, do I really want to push it? Not really. Those negative effects aren't worth it to me. And here is why that saying, everything in moderation, is really dangerous. So first, like I said, we use it at all the wrong times. We're using it when we're consuming, you know, really bad foods, and we're just using it to kind of make ourselves feel better about eating all those wrong things or consuming all those wrong things. Second, all the bad things we're consuming plus all the toxins we're exposed to have a cumulative effect. So of course, you know, eating bad things every great once in a while, or using bad lotions or breathing in bad air fresheners every once in a while are not going to harm you in the long run. But over time, the more exposures we have, our body has a harder time functioning properly. We get tired, we get overweight, we get sick, etc. If I had been tracking the junk I ate just by how many times I use this saying, I would have realized way sooner that I was consuming way too much junk, and that was a huge reason why I was so sick. Now, if you never say or think everything in moderation, does that mean you're doing everything right? Maybe, but it's definitely not the only indicator to go by. I just wanted to bring some awareness to this thing, and that we really need to be mindful of it. So next time you catch yourself saying or thinking everything in moderation, I want you to stop yourself right there. Just stop what you're doing and pay attention to what it is that you're really about to do, and really, really, really think about, is this really, truly in moderation? So is this saying a pet peeve for you? If you have another saying that's a pet peeve, I would also like to hear that. So leave that in the comments. And if you're ready to feel empowered and hopeful about clearing your brain fog and gaining energy, being the happy mom that you've always dreamed of while raising those healthy littles, then schedule your free call with me. The link to schedule the call will be wherever links go, where you're watching or listening to this. And remember, as we know better, we do better. That's it. Take care, friends.